So this is foam rolling for not just the TFL muscle, but also the ITB. So the ITB is the iliotibial band. It's essentially the long tendon type fascia tissue that goes all the way into Gertie's tubercle down here. So it is a very strong, meshy kind of tendon, fascial integrated tissue, very strong. So micron by micron, fascia is stronger than steel cable. So it's a passive way that the body, when we're walking, can store elastic energy for each step. So if you have glutes that don't function very well, not very good movement pattern when you move, very common, the pelvis is anteriorly tilted forward. One of the culprits of making it stay anteriorly forward is the TFL muscle locks on, making it hard for the glute to fire. The hip flexors lock on as well. The quads start to get short too. And this muscle is just doing too much of the job all the time. So when you start doing squatting motions, it just winds up more and more. And some people feel they've got this pain that goes down through here. It can feel like a knife, or some people will explain like a zipper type pain. That's a myofascial pain syndrome. I've had that for a long time, and I've got rid of it several times, and now it's no issue for me anymore because I've learned how to move better. So it can feel literally like a knife going in the area, so it limits your training. In the presence of pain, the body can't produce more strength. Okay, so we want to get rid of pain as quickly as we can when we're doing any kind of rehab. So this eases tension in not just the TFL muscle at the top here, but eases tension also in the tendon and the fascia, mainly because it releases and eases the vastus lateralis muscle here, and we're also going into the quad and the rectus femoris muscle that comes down through here to the knee. So this series is covering all those, and it gives a lot of ease to the pelvis and ease of squatting after you've done it too. And often there's one TFL ITB or quad that's tighter than the other. And it can be different for different people, but a lot of people have a tighter one on the left side. So how do you find where the TFL muscle is? If you pop your thumb in your midriff, so in the soft bit, my thumb, this part of my thumb here is then on top of my pelvis. And then I feel with my fingers, I just go side to side with my hips, and I'll feel the bony part come out each time. That's the femur there. So my fingers are on the femur, and then essentially in this space here, between my fingers is the TFL muscle. Another way you can feel it is this: you're here, lift your leg out to the side, you'll feel the muscle contract here on the very side of your hip. So we're starting there. So I'm just starting off just rolling my hip side to side. There's a variation on this that improves internal rotation as well. So I'm just rolling side to side, relaxing my muscle here. I'm putting pressure through my arms. I'm not holding my breath. And then rolling up and down. I can go 3/4, so I'm not just sideways, hip on hip. I'm actually rolling the hip forward a little bit. You'll get the anterior fibers of the TFL. So I spend a bit of time there, maybe 20 seconds, half a minute at the most. I can roll a little bit to the back, and I'll start to get some of the glute min muscle and some of the glute me muscle. That feels really good to me because I've just been training quite a bit. So I'm covering all this section here. Then I start going down the ITB. So I'm just rolling back and forward, trying to stay in frame here. So I'm on the very side of my leg. It can be quite tender. So you can put more weight through your arm, and any part that feels really tender, you can just hang out there, whether it's just stationary. I'm rolling forward a little bit, or I'm rolling up and down a little bit. I'm just letting myself sink into that area. Then I'm just rolling, I'm moving the roller down just so I don't come out of frame, but you just let your body move all the way down to the side of the knee. Then I start rolling forward a little bit, so I'm on the corner, so not the side of the leg but more the outer corner here. There's a septum there, so I'm rolling on that, and you can get a lot of tension release being on that septum. So I'm going to put that leg forward now. I'm going all the way up. I'm doing this a little bit faster just for the sake of the clip, so you can spend as much time as you need to. Then gradually I'm coming forward, so I'm rolling on the very front of my thigh now, on my right thigh, all the way up to the top of the hip, all the way down, and then you can go all the way down to the top of the knee. And what you can start to do from here is then both your quads can start taking the load, and then moving into the other quad. So I'm going into that outer quadrant. I'm just doing this a little bit faster, then I'm going on to the side. And then finally back onto the TFL muscle. Rolling forward a little bit and rolling back a little bit. The entire sequence depends on how much time you spend on there. 5 minutes will be enough, but a minute, 2 minutes each leg is adequate. There's not much extra that's gained for more than 5 minutes doing this. If it can feel good, good for your mind, good for tension, but in terms of in making movement better, it doesn't really give you that much. Okay, then you go do some integration exercise with the newfound freedom of movement and space you have in the legs and the joints. You'll feel like your squat feels so much easier to do. If you have pain on the side of your leg, you find that it's massively reduced or gone. And that can last for a day or days. And then as the pelvis gets more oriented better, the movement moves better through to the feet, gradually that issue goes away.